What do we have? We have a bunch of stuff for Monster Hunter. So of course, we got to take a look at it. Number one is this one right here. I want to take a look at this. I'm
Hello,
so
and welcome back to
excited.
Rage Gaming and more
So
Monster
excited for
Hunter
this
Wilds
game.
Talk. Today we have some more news in an unexpected update from IGN. We have two kind of updates about Wilds, this time about weapons and the careful choices and designs, as well as some really cool stuff to do with the Hope set. Now, I didn't expect more information like this after, you know, the
Damn, them
big
character
Black
designs, though.
Flame reveal stuff like a day before they dropped these two. You know, with so little of January left, it was a surprise. But what's so special about this? Well, as part of it, it highlights one of the most potent points of criticism for World, that being the bland and very uninspired weapon designs for quite a few very—
Yes! Yes! Thank fucking God, dude. Oh my God, that was like one of the biggest criticism I had about Monster Hunter World. So it's just like, man, dude, these fucking weapons are so fucking boring, man. Fuck, man, the designs of these shits are garbage, man.
weapons. You know the ones I'm talking about instantly when I say that, I'm sure?
Yes.
The weapons that look like default or
Look at this
bone
shit.
weapons, and then you've got like scales from X monster or parts of it just sort of slapped onto it. And most
Man, this shit
offensively,
boring as fuck. Give me my wacky ass designed weapons, dude. That's what Monster Hunter is all about, is the wacky fucking designs, dude. Give me my wacky designs, man. That's all I care about, bro. Anyone who's an old school Monster Hunter player understands that we love our wacky designs, you know?
for a lot of the new monsters in World.
We want collaborations. We want crazy collaborations. That's what we want to as well. We want wacky designs of weapons and armor, you know? Just something fucking stupid, you know?
Especially offensive was the big bad at the end of the original game, Xenojiva. So I was disappointed when I saw those designs for quite a few.
Man, those shits are
new
boring
monsters,
as
but
fuck,
hey,
man.
They're not like big scary monsters, maybe early or middling ones, but when it was the final boss, one that was essentially this massive, almost alien-like creature, ended up with this as one of its weapon designs. I mean, what a waste. And in these talks here, it's an important topic to talk about, they bring up. But the most important thing to give you right away from that is that they've confirmed they will not be doing that to weapon designs for Wilds, and hopefully—
Let's go! Let's fucking go, dude. I'm already loving this so far, man. We get to have our wacky designs, man. Can we have like a hammer or so, but like it's shaped as a boot or something, you know, or a chancla or something? You just smack the monster with like a boot, you know?
never again.
I want something like that. That'd be pretty funny.
Now, as part of a topic to do with the Hope opening set and the sets and designs in general, IGN was talking about this reflection on exactly this topic, how fans did not like the world weapon designs in regards to what we call the bits of monster on a stick concept.
Yep.
Wilds is indeed somewhat of a successor to World, and I think it's lovingly referred to quite a lot as World 2.0. But with that comes similar concerns. You know, will those boring weapon designs come back? It was the director for Wilds, Tukada, that addressed this in said interview. He said exactly this: weapon designs in Monster Hunter World generally retained a certain form, but they featured a customized appearance based on which monster materials were used. However, in Wilds, each weapon has its own unique design. That's a very careful way to say that world weapons at large had ore weapon bases or bone weapon bases, which is parts of the associated monster slapped on. But now, that is crystal clear confirmation that each weapon in Wilds will have its own unique design.
Yes!
You know, we've seen
Let's
quite a few
fucking go,
examples
man!
From weapon trailers or different gameplays. A great example of that will be the unique concepts like the Lalabarina Stinger that the SNS seems to have, or instead, when you think of dual blades in the same monster, it was more like a sickle and hook concept in a pretty stark contrast. The only thing that had me slightly concerned was more the base or weapons that we see return.
True.
Or say, like Uthuna's heavy bowgun.
Dude, look at that heavy fucking bowgun, dude. That shit looks kind of funky. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like it.
That did appear during some footage against Rompompolo from IGN. It had, you know, some unique elements.
Yeah.
Sort of wavy fin concept on either side.
Yeah.
But the center did look like a familiar hunk of metal, so I was unsure.
True.
So having this confirmation is certainly a big relief. Looking at the variety of designs we've seen so far, there is some realism there, if that's what we're going to call it. But obviously they went too far that way in terms of world. In Rise, we did see the return of more comical, silly weapons. There was literally a hammer that was basically a teddy bear.
I want stuff like that in this game, dude. I just want to see funny, goofy ass weapons, dude. I just want to see it, you know? That's the charm of Monster Hunter. It's the goofiness with the weapons. For some of the weapon designs, it's just that's what I just want to see. It's just the goofiness, you know?
Slapping monsters with. But alongside those silly things, we did see a new pile of genuinely cool and unique designs that obviously fit with the monster associated. I think it's always been one of the
Which I'll be interested because once we finish Metaphor, we're gonna jump over to Monster Hunter Rise to get ready for Monster Hunter Wilds, you know?
Parts of progressing in Monster Hunter. Some of the most satisfying weapons to use and just look at, you know, to work and then unlock them, and the feeling of using them for the first time, it feels great.
That looks good. That looks really good.
Important in regards to layered gear, outfits, and weapons too. So yeah, big relief to see them learn from that and say that we will 100% have unique designs for each weapon and each monster this time.
I can't wait.
So maybe the world weapon meme can remain in the past.
Thank God.
But yeah, that all came from a little section of a main interview. It's just an important thing to talk about. The real interview was about Wilds and its new approach to the starting set, be that weapons or equipment. We've seen quite a lot of that in great detail now, thanks to the first beta, in cinematics and gameplay. It's the Hope set.
Wow, that looks pretty good, to be honest.
The joy of what I was referring to there.
Man, dude. Damn, these concepts are looking good, dude.
Was brought up in the opening of that interview.
Damn.
Players hunting monsters to collect unique gear, weapons and armor, and the satisfaction of completing a very cool set. Now, the interview involved the art director for the game, Fujioka, who explained the idea behind Monster Hunter equipment. While the range of our designs has now grown broader, we used to be very conscious of the idea that if you're wearing Rathalos equipment, you need to look like Rathalos. And I guess this reflects the fact that original designs definitely made you match the monster. And while they still clearly do that, they do separate it more, it would seem. It was referenced in that talk, say the Rompompolo set, as we've now seen it properly. You're more like a mix of a plague doctor and a...
Dude, that looks really cool. Dude, look at this shit, dude.
Rompompolo set, as we've now seen it properly. You're more like...
Look at that, dude. That's what I'm talking about. Dude, something like that for a weapon design is nice. I love seeing... Look at this shit.
Like a mix of a
look at that shit. It's pulsing. It's like a brain pulsing inside of that thing, dude. This is the shit that I'm talking about. These are cool weapon designs, dude. I am super excited, dude.
Big doctor and a mad scientist. And you know, that vibe, that concept, it does match the vibe of Rompompolo. They've got the right colors, they've got details like the big red eyes, just such as the monster has. But the two are ultimately pretty different. Rompompolo's weapons appear to be a great example of that mix of silly and serious too.
Yeah.
We saw the hammer originally, where it's almost like this living weapon with a brain exposed and pulsing life to it, which is pretty incredible. But that treads the line of serious and silly very well, where they go a bit crazy with Palico armor, where we've now seen that the Rompompolo...
Oh my god, that cat is fat! Whoa, chonkers ass cat, dude. Man, your cat becomes fat as fuck, man. Your cat becomes American.
Palico armor is somewhat silly.
That is
like,
awesome. I love it.
Where the Palico's head
I love it.
So I appreciate it. It's done very well. But that's where Fujioka
That's
brings up the new
amazing.
concept of sets. We saw this clearly in Rise, and now once again in Wilds where they've gone even harder. Fujioka revealed that he designed the 14 starting weapons from scratch.
Oh.
Which is the first time he's ever done it in this way. Referring back to how normally as a new hunter, you'd maybe have more primitive or very simple weapons, whereas the Hope weapons, there's a lot more experience and powerful feel to it, like you're immediately a threat. A great example of that would be the Great Sword, where they show it in the opening cinematic, where it's a huge hunk of sharpened metal that has a lot of experience layered into it. The details, like the different leather handle grips.
Yeah, it looks actually pretty good, actually.
Middle, where it has those leather straps wrapped around it, allowing for adjustment of grip for different control and swings and motions. It is subtle, but I think it suggests that experience and specific management of a weapon with how it's used. Fujioka tells us that this time the protagonist is essentially a chosen hunter. Therefore, it wouldn't be right for that hunter to have plain or primitive gear.
True.
He said he wants to make us feel like we're some sort of star hunter immediately even in the starting equipment. And that's how they designed the Hope stuff. These images you're seeing are the newly revealed concept art designs for the 2 versions of the Hope set.
Wow, they
There's
look
something about
good.
the hood or the collar that suggests
It looks really
experience
good
to me. The little hidden hat. The whole set can be modified and changed, similar to what we said with the Greatsword. It looks like, based on what you're dealing with, you can mess with the set.
Yeah, and the female looks really nice, to be honest.
In a hot area, you could take off layers or put more on in a cold, but if you're say in a sandstorm, each of the sets has something you can cover your face and head with, all based on this hunter being experienced in lots of different environments. Anyway, this is about where Tukada mentioned the whole world weapon design and how in Wilds everything's going to have that unique design, but they go on to say that the starting weapons are said to reflect the story of an experienced hunter here to
That looks really nice. I like it.
the first hunt. They're very
Good.
proud of this, stating
They do look
you,
hot,
in
all 3
theory,
of them.
could use this
They look
set
great.
all the way to the end, and your hunter wouldn't look out of place. In fact, it would make sense. Fujioka explained that they've given more attention to the Hope set than, well, any other equipment in the game. And so he has a lot to say about it.
Maybe I should
Being
probably make a
directly
thumbnail or
for it.
so,
Previous games in
being
the
ready or
series
so for this
had
game.
separate upper body and lower body armor, and we couldn't actually depict them coming together to create something like a coat. We just had to make each piece its own part due to gameplay design and how the game managed it. But I wanted to see if we could make a single flowing hooded coat. And we made that happen in this game by investing a lot of in-game resources into that. Of course, players are going to find lots of different pieces of equipment as they proceed through the game, and we also want them to keep trying out new weapon one after the next. That's why we attempted to make the Hope series one that doesn't stand out too much, but still has that strong sense of elegant coolness. So, in short, they've put a lot of effort into the equipment in Wilds, even down to the starting set, where I think they've smashed it out the park as a very iconic set for Wilds. But it's a huge relief that they've taken equipment and unique weapons so seriously, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing all the different designs and stuff we're going to find out about the new monsters and what outfits they might have. But yeah, I just wanted to highlight that interview and the perspective that provides. I've really appreciated these interviews especially. We're thinking of maybe doing a big recap of the biggest and best stuff from this whole month of new information soon. But for now, I hope you've enjoyed the talk today. I've been Hollow, you've been you. Thanks for watching.
Damn, dude. I'm excited. Dude, any information about this game just makes me just more and more excited about this game, to be honest. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Do we have any more information? We do.
Hello and welcome back to Ray's Gaming and more Monster Hunter Wilds news. Quite a lot has happened in the last few days, from the official Black Flame gameplay and reveals to the pretty crazy Legiacrus false alarm that happened. Now, more importantly than any of that is this announcement right here, though. On February 4th, we're getting something big.
Yep.
Yet again,
Dubstep told me about it, so
Capcom Spotlight, which will be followed by a 15-minute Wilds showcase. It'll be Ryozo himself running the news, and they've confirmed
we are 100% watching this tomorrow. 100%.
trailer, which would be trailer number 6 for Wilds at that point, and they say we're going to get more information about the open beta test coming up. So it's a pretty stacked event, apparently.
Yes!
We're going to cover what we know, what we think from all the Wilds news this week, starting by clearing the air about the confusion with Legiacrus, the unfortunate event with IGN's final Wilds video for January. If you're unaware, Wilds had some sort of special agreement with IGN for the month of January. Throughout the last 4 weeks, IGN have been spamming out this exclusive gameplay, big reveals, tons of little details, and my personal favorite, lots of in-depth interviews with
We're playing that open
team.
beta.
So it's been very insightful and
1000%.
pretty cool. But through that, there's definitely been some accidental mistakes. The big one to call out would be the Gravios reveal during a video that was actually about cucking in Wilds. In that, you could see on screen a message to go hunt a Gravios, as well as not one but 2 Gravios icons on the map.
I'm
That's when we
excited.
learned Gravios is back in Wilds, a pretty funny reveal. It was basically the next day when suddenly we got this full-on Gravios gameplay as a follow-up to that. But it was never made clear if that was all agreed, intentional, or planned marketing genius, or an accident, a messy mistake.
I'm excited
so
to see
it
this
resulted in
hunk of
slamming out
man, to be
gameplay
honest.
as
That's
soon
been
as they
forever.
realized what happened, I guess. Now, who's to say what actually went down there, whether it was accidental or not? But what it does mean is the concept of an accidental reveal, if you're paying attention through this IGN stuff, has been a thing. So when these pants were shown in the final IGN special video yesterday, there was quite a reaction. Are those the Legiacrus pants?
I love Basarios. Basarios is cute. I love him. He's such an adorable.
Another accidental monster reveal. With all that talk of Leviathan models being so complex, the skeleton being mechanically difficult to work in games like this, and while they were thrilled to have it working and showing that with Balahara, there was a lot of thought and hope that Legiacrus could come back even if it wasn't an underwater version, especially with how incredible what we've seen has happened with the Black Flame and that new monster class. Well, unfortunately, it was confirmed by Casey DeFreitas, an important person involved with all the IGN Wild stuff this month, that yeah, those are not the Legiacrus pants. They're instead some Pyragil Greaves, as it turns out. Those are the small Leviathan monsters you find on the Scarlet Forest map, rather than anything too special. So, if you heard about Legiacrus being confirmed for Wilds in any form, well, know that it's sadly not true. At least, it's not confirmed yet, Copium and so on. So that was that fiasco, but on the other hand, we still have more news coming in just a few days. We have that coming on the 4th, as we said. Information about upcoming games from Capcom as a spotlight, but also specifically highlighted was the Wild Showcase that follows on.
I can't wait. I'm excited. I'm watching this tomorrow.
20 minutes to be about Capcom in general, and then after that...
That's the first thing we're watching when we first stream tomorrow.
Showcase. So for those 15 minutes, we should have somewhere between 3 to 5 minutes for trailer 6. As they did say, it'll include a new trailer, and then we're also going to get new information about the second beta too.
Yes!
What can we expect? Well, right off the bat, I think it's extremely likely we'll hear about the 4th locale. We imagine that there's going to be 4 locales, and if so, logically like the other games, it'll be the missing biome for this one, which will be a cold or frost theme that we've now come to expect.
Ooh.
That's further backed up by the fact that we saw something to do with cold weather resist in terms of a food buff in the first beta. And there were also some details about sand and snow settings at 1.2.
Okay.
Though I went to investigate that and couldn't see them myself. But even then, it does seem very much likely. If so, what will be in that trailer? To speculate reasonably on that, we can just look back at the last trailers, like trailer 5, in that we had the reveal for Rompompolo, a Jarrakan, and of course the Apex, the Black Flame. That was for the Oil Well Basin locale. Therefore, I would expect the reveal of at least 2 more, probably new monsters, and then the Apex on top of that for that locale. And we even have some kind of clue about what 2 of those multiple monsters could entail. Firstly, we still have that Switch Axe and the armor set from the Switch Axe weapon trailer to think about. Every other monster set or weapon that was
that looks like that actually looks really cool though. I'd be curious what the heavy bow gun looks like.
Now been confirmed in all kinds of reveals and such since that point. Only one still not certain is that Switch Axe 1. The set looks interesting, pretty fancy and regal looking when compared to, say, the gnarly looking weapon. It's speculated just looking at the thing that it could be a monster related to crabs or maybe an insect.
Insect.
It's quite the sharp, deadly
It's gonna be an
looking
insect.
weapon, like a piece of a monster slapped onto it. Such as when you look at the arc of the axe, it almost looks like a crab claw, so a lot of people are leaning on that for that reason. But when I look at the armor set, I'm a lot less sure.
I think it's an
Feels a bit
insect.
too fancy for that. It reminds me quite a bit of Mizutsune's set, though obviously different. All we can say is that it's probably a monster that would fit into an ice biome, so it does seem likely that, yeah, it should be maybe finally revealed in the next trailer. On the other hand,
That would be pretty interesting, not
we
gonna
also
lie.
have information about the Apex monster, and that comes from the interview with the devs about the Oil Well Basin and New Udra the Black Flame. It was explained that they designed
Dude,
the
I am
Apexes
so
with a
excited
key
for
element
this
in mind
monster,
tied to
dude.
the locale they're associated with. So Ray Dow, you've got the whole lightning or thunder, of course. For the Scarlet Forest, it's that water theme, which matches Uthduna, obviously. And now we have New Udra with fire and that volcanic region of the Oil Well Basin. Therefore, whatever the 4th Apex is, if we're thinking it's to do with a frost element, then yes, it's probably going to have ice as a key feature and element that it uses, both in its design and mechanics. But technically, there's one more thing we might expect from it, and that will be the name. The theme has been made clear now. Ray Dow, Uthduna, New Udra. I'm willing to bet that the name will be another variation of whatever that theme is. Some kind of new or do sound will feature, apparently. Also, outside of monsters, we should see the main tribe of that 4th region. We've seen the tribe in all the trailers now for each region, such as, say, the Woodwoods for the Scarlet Forest and the Everforged tribe in the Oil Well Basin in recent
Dude,
times.
if they, dude, I know they won't be able, I know they won't, but like, I would love to see like the tower, the tower, so to come back from the original Monster Hunter games, you know, the big old tower where you fight fucking Yama or so. That'd be so fucking awesome. That would be so cool if they bring it back.
Times.
Like, they could
So
just revamp it and make it better, you know. They expand it, you know, make it a lot more cooler and everything, you know.
Whatever the fourth tribe or the fourth locale is, I imagine they're going to feature in that, and there'll be a good way to give them context to the region.
That would be
apex, and the
so
story
cool
there.
if they
What
do.
obviously we don't know is whatever that tribe's theme will be. The Windward Plain tribe rears secrets, Woodwards live and respect the nature of the forest, whereas with the Oilwell Basin you have the Everforge tribe, which are like crafty, smithy types. So you gotta wonder, like, what's the deal with the ice environment? What would a tribe there be doing? Hunting small monsters for, like, their fur or something? Or maybe there's a unique resource you'd only find in that cold environment. Whatever it is, I'm sure that'll be themed around it. But that's probably trailer 7. What will be going on with the other thing, which is the second beta and information about that? There's some pretty big questions there. Like, are they gonna launch a benchmark after all? There was some confusion after the German Monster Hunter account posted some sort of mistranslated topic in regards to that. Rather than confirming a benchmark, they talked about how they're actually considering a benchmark tool. Personally, I'm hoping they do it though, and maybe they'll even announce it on the 4th. It's important for people concerned about if the PC can handle the game.
That's true.
Before they buy it.
That's true.
Obviously, they've made great promises, and I have been working hard on the optimization since Beta 1.
I hope so.
Which, by the way, was already a very old version of the game at that time. And they've now shown good examples of the progression of that.
Okay.
But, you know, you simply aren't going to know until we see the final version.
That's
the
very
requirements,
true.
And maybe even test it on your own rig. By releasing a benchmark tool...
Yeah, because every specific game is every PC is different. That's the only reason why. It's just a lot of concerns about it, you know.
Give you the way to do that and ease up a lot of concerns, which are absolutely going to come up
I hope so.
again if they follow through with what they've said.
Yeah.
Which is, with this second beta, it's going to be apparently the same version of the game we played in the first beta.
Hey, day.
Super behind the version we'll play at release by that point. It's also not meant to include the desired weapon changes that they announced before, let alone all that optimization.
Okay.
So I do think by launching a benchmark tool for the true version,
Yeah.
that could kind of alleviate some of the issues that are no doubt going to come up with Beta 2. People are not going to realize it's an old version, have similar performance issues again, and that's going to spark controversy, no doubt. And I think that's going to happen no matter what they do. Even if they put some insane text across your screen when you play the game, it's like, hey, this is an old version, don't judge it by this or whatever. People are still going to have issues.
Yeah.
Lastly, for the beta topic though, I'm also expecting that second mystery monster to actually be revealed. If you don't know, they announced it's the same beta in the Windward Plains, but they've added 2 more monsters to that run. The first monster revealed for that was Gypsaros,
Yeah,
a returning
dude.
monster for the series, but the second monster was left a mystery. All we know is the information about it's coming soon, so we expect that to
I'm
be
curious.
revealed.
I'm curious who it is.
Who will that be? Well, it needs to be one that fits in the Windward Plains, and that doesn't have to be a new monster, or even one yet not revealed. Logically, monsters that would fit there that we know about would be Cumatrice. That's in the Windward Plains. But also, there's an unused nest quite high up in the region. The original teaser for Wilds showed Rathalos flying over the Windward Plains, so I think there's a high chance it could be him as that second monster.
Dude, I can't wait
What
for
do you
Fart
guys
Monkey.
think? Will it be one of those two or something
I'm
entirely new
excited.
not yet revealed? It's all only a few days away, so we'll soon find out, and all we can do for now is speculate. A big question I see in the community these days is if they're going to keep any secrets at this point. I still think there will be at least a 7th trailer, maybe one for a launch.
Yeah.
If I have to guess about that content, I'd probably go for a story-focused one tied to Arkveld. You know, by that point, we should have had all 4 locales revealed, if it does what we assume. There'll be the 4 apexes, and that'll be a good time to sort of tie it all together. From what we've seen from Arkveld, and how it's hunting the other apexes.
Yeah, if you want the
it just
gameplay, I
makes
can
a
always
lot of
give it to
sense
you if you want.
But I do hope that there are some surprises left in the game, like some monsters not revealed, or maybe new and returning ones we don't know about. That'd be awesome. But yeah, I'm
excited though. I'm pretty excited.
That's the recent news and of course the upcoming event discussed. I hope it was useful or just interesting. But yes, let us know what you're thinking about all of it.
Yeah, if you wanna have fun with it too as well. I can also give you my gameplay too if you want to or not. It's up to you. But yeah, at the end of the day, I am super excited. I can't wait. Probably when this video gets uploaded, it's already happening already with the whole Capcom thing. So yeah, so probably when this video gets uploaded or so, it'll probably already be happening or so. Now I'm already probably watching it. By the meantime, while you guys are watching this, I'm probably already watching that by now, and then that would probably be uploaded later on in the week for this. But yeah, I am super excited. Tomorrow We are watching it tomorrow, and we're gonna check it out to see what new shit is going to happen in Monster Hunter Wilds. When is the beta? When is everything? So I am super, super, super excited. So I can't wait. But yeah. Anyways, that's the end of the video, and